to the Polshift News. I'm just showing you just a few of the things that have came. We're waiting just for a few more loggers and, more importantly, the SD cards to arrive, and then we can assemble all this. I'll just go through some of the stuff. So we've got our magnetometers in the bag there, some computer breakout boards and data loggers, shields, the batteries for the data loggers, and obviously the casings. And they will be making more of these that you can see. I've just rigged this up just to keep it running on a test, to make sure there's no faults, that it's recording all its data it needs to. There's a little bit of work to do on the programming just to clean it all up, so that whoever gets receipt of these at the end of the month, they will know very easily when they're going through the program what part it is that they've got to adjust to calibrate. So yeah, you know, but just like I say, we're waiting on a few more parts. Hopefully they'll be in the next few days or so. When they are, we'll start building all these together. I might do a few more build videos so that you can see how to put it all together. I mean, you might even want to build one of these yourself, and you know, even though it does take a bit of time to write the program, I'm thinking I might just allow people to have it. A lot of it is just open source, but you have to hack certain parts of the program in order to get what you want it to do out of it, and then add a little bit more of your own part so that you get it doing what you want. What I'm saying here is, guys, is that I know some people have said all this stuff is open source and you can just get the programs. Well, you can't. It's as simple as that. You can't get a program that does exactly what this does. It's unique, and more importantly, with our TriMag over there, it's even more so unique. I mean, you can't see because it isn't focusing that clear, but if I just zoom in, you'll see the red light light up occasionally on the front. There you go. And that's taking a piece of data which has been collected via the antenna. That's wireless, and that program alone took 2 years just to compile itself. So I might just allow people to, if they want to build it, I might put a parts list together that you need to get and where to get them parts from, and I might also be generous and just give the program out to those people that want to put, you know, a magnetometer in their property and check on it themselves. The processing of the data might be a little bit for some people. You know, they might have to take a bit of time out and you know, just figure out how to do that. I can go through that as well at a later date. But yeah, we're nearly there, guys. A couple more days, we should have the rest of the parts, and it's just a case of setting some time aside to build them all. And that really is a big thing for me. I'm working full time now, and you know, sometimes I don't get in till around 7 or even 8 o'clock on the evening. So you know, I'm having to, you know, burn the candle at both ends. And some of you may have been following me over on the podcast that I do with Diamond on the Open Hammer Ranch project. Well, you'll know that if I'm talking to him, it's early hours of the morning over here in the UK, and sometimes I don't get off the phone till 3. So you know, I'm absolutely some days just physically drained, guys. So yeah, that's where we are with this, putting all this together. We've got one that we can copy now, and just it's a case now of repeating that several more times, and we've got another 7, and then hopefully towards the end of the month we're going to get them out to the people. So guys, I've started to collect already a few email addresses off a few people who potentially are going to be using our magnetometers and collecting the data for us. We have got one confirmed. One is definitely going to Virginia. On this map you can see that's M2, and you know, towards the end of the month when they're all completed and they're ready to be shipped out, we're going to be, you know, then taking a more proactive approach to selecting those people. And what I want to say right here and now is don't worry about, you know, having such a knowledge in all this stuff. You don't have to worry about it. I'm going to walk those guys through on Skype, stage by stage. I'm going to make it so easy that even, you know, a 5-year-old could do it. And all you're going to be doing is, once we've got it calibrated and it's up and running, is once a month going to the SD card on the magnetometer sensor, taking that out, plugging it into your computer, in most cases the computer will already acknowledge that it's got just had a SD card put into it, so it'll already build the file for you, and you just take that file, put it onto your desktop, and then email me that. So you'll then, when you're doing your email, you'll select file and transfer it into that file, and it'll be sent to me. Because we've kept it all in a very simple format, it doesn't require a lot of memory. So don't get thinking that the amount of information that we're collecting is going to fill up your hard drive. It's not. I mean, it's a very small packet of data, and it's in a Word format in any case. So you can put literally millions and millions of separate data sets of this data, and it won't use up hardly any space. So it's great for that. It's a very efficient way of collecting data and sending it. And then I'll do the rest. And then all you got to do is format the SD card, which again I'll show people how to do. If they don't know how to do it, it's very simple. Just go into your computer settings, click on your computer, you'll see the SD card in there, and double click the right mouse button. You'll get a menu come up, and just click format. You'll clean the SD card up, put it back into the magnetometer, and then press reset, and that's it, guys. So don't think that it's very high-tech stuff that we're doing. I've kept it as very simple as possible, and hopefully in the early weeks of March we're going to start collecting some data, processing it, and just running the tests. And we should have, at the end of the March, working magnetometers collecting data over in America, Russia, China, and Australia, and hopefully the Falklands. And with that data we can start compiling it, and we can look at it month on month, or even shorter periods of times. It all depends, guys. The point is, we will have spread our web over this world, and we'll be collecting data from various points, and we'll try and get some imagery put together as to what is happening. What we're hoping will be the case is we'll see over in America that Canadian pole reducing in strength, so the magnetosphere will be recording a reduction in microteslas. Over in Siberia, where it's going down into Russia over the border of China, we'll start seeing it increase in microteslas. And in Australia, we'll see from the south increasing up towards North Australia, and again we'll see it increasing in nanoteslas there. So we know what we want to do. We know what our objective here is, and how this is all going to work, and where we're going to put them. We're almost at that point where we're going to do that, guys, and that just means our data becomes more clearer. We get more data, so we can make more assumptions, and that's what we want to do. We want to find out how fast things are taking place, and whether we might already be in the weak transition lines where things take place a little bit more faster with regards to the actual flipping of the magnetic poles, or not. And in another video I want to do in the coming days, I know we're getting close to the 17th, and on around about that day I like to pull the SD cards out of the Trimag sensor and the magnetosphere sensor, and put that up onto the website. We'll have a little quick talk about that, but on the back of that video that I'm going to do in a couple of days, I also want to talk about the real implications of a magnetic pole shift. So I want to make it very, very clear what we face. Yeah, I'm not going to dress this up to make it dramatic or anything like that. I just want to look and explain the possibilities of what we can expect during this magnetic pole shift, so that people get a clear understanding of what to expect is going to take place during that process, and leading up to that process. So in a couple of days we'll talk about that. Now, just before I go, guys, I want to say a big thanks to the Patreon supporters. There's 150 of you that you've managed to raise on average every month now, $892. We also have people supporting us on PayPal as well, which just takes it over probably $1,500. But that isn't a regular thing. People just occasionally chip in on that when they want. It's not a recurring thing, although we do have a couple of people that reoccur on PayPal. It's just a choice between the two, and I want to thank a few that support us on both. You know, it's amazing, guys. You know, we've had people support us on PayPal, and they've said to me, Gene, you know what, I appreciate everything you're doing, and you know, we want to give you a little bit of extra support, and they've given us, you know, a donation on PayPal, as well as they said we're going to also support you on Patreon. Now, first of all, guys, it isn't a lot of money on the scale of what we're doing things, and let's put it in perspective. Yeah, we're not going to ever have the money NASA's going to have, and if we did have that kind of money, we would have a lot better results than what NASA are giving people right now. If we did have that budget, I'm talking about the millions and the billions of pounds that they spend, and I'm not just picking on NASA. I'm talking about the European Space Agency and other organisations of that such that look into these anomalies. So, you know, what I'm saying is, the money that we raise is not a great deal compared to exactly what it is we're doing. Just to put it into perspective, you know, they wouldn't lift the spanner or, you know, even raise the pen to paper for probably less than £100,000. We have at this point got a TriMag, which has been running 2 years. We've got the magnetosphere sensor, which is now probably going up to about 8 months worth of data we've collected on that. And now we're going to push it a little bit further with another 8 magnetometers globally. And we're really only doing this on the 2 amounts of money that we've raised and over the last couple of months on this channel. Really, it's been a significant increase. I mean, we're on $892 now. And I know it's going to increase because people are slowly realising, you know, what we're delivering is more than worth $1 of support on Patreon. So having said that, guys, you know, I think it'd be just a nice little gesture if occasionally I mention just the first name of the person and their area, where they're from in this world, that have gone a little bit further than just, you know, put £1 on or $1 on Patreon. And, you know, these people know who they are. And I think it's well worth giving them a little bit of extra credit because they have put a little bit more than a lot of people, really. And I just think it's worth an acknowledgement. So, you know, you might see, I might thank someone, say big thanks for, you know, this, and this is that person. And, you know, guys, if you come across that in the comment section, I think it'd be great if you just give them a thumb up as well, because they have gone a little bit further than, you know, ordinary expectants in supporting the channel and the website and the observatory in turn. And, you know, at the end of the day, we all want this information. We all want to answer those questions, what we're looking at and when are we looking at, what is the time scale. Well, for now, we know it's close on 7 years, it could be 5 years, and the only way we can find out exactly when that is by collecting more data of the nature, which we're now proposing to do, which is spread these magnetometers around this world and collect data from different vantage points. And when we do that, we will know the answer to those questions. So I want to thank everybody that has supported it to this point, because you know what, it has been crowdfunded by you guys, and without that funding it would never have got to ever this level. And you know, I think it's worth a big thanks for that. And you know, guys, if you want to come on board and support us, you know, the links are down there. We have 20,500 subscribers, and as you can see, we have 150 patrons supporting. I've managed to raise you know, a great amount, but it'd be great if a few more could come on. And you know, if you want to, the link's there. You know, guys, it's for all of us. That's all it is. You know, it's an open source of information and it's shared freely. I'll restrict nothing on this channel. And you know what, the nice thing is, we're not regulated by any of these big organisations, because if I was working, say, for one of these organisations, do you think I would be allowed to reveal what I reveal on this channel to you guys? It just wouldn't happen. What they would do, and I think they are doing in a large majority of the cases, is they are stopping these scientists come out and freely talk about what work they actually do. They're told about what they are allowed to talk about, and that's it. I mean, we see this coming from the European Space Agency with the Swarm mission. You know, level 2 clearance, you don't get above that with regards to the data over level 2. So it's pretty much worthless in that respect. What we want to do is, what would be an ideal situation is getting a daily report on what's going on, so we could see, you know, the changes and how frequent the changes are being, you know, they're taking place. So guys, I'm not going to go on. I hope you join me in a couple of days' time, where we discuss some of the real implications that we face with regards to a magnetic pole shift. And I'm not going to fear porn anybody. I'm going to just tell you what my views are on that, and I'll back it up with the facts, and that's as simple as that. And with that, guys, I'll just mention the links there if you want to support us. Let's get this over $1,000 this weekend. That'll be great. It's not a lot of money, I've said that before, but let's push it to over $1,000. I'm sure, you know, guys, we can do it. We've got the subscription there. It can happen. So links down there if you want to join us. And, you know, guys, enjoy your week. That's how I usually do. Bye for now.